how do you prioritize? How do you boost confidence in the organization towards the program? Let's say it's a young CRO program, you're setting it up. And we talked about, you mentioned education a couple of times and getting this cross-functional alignment and whatnot. What are the things that you prioritize in order to get more engagement from the organization in terms of, okay, what are the things they need to learn, right? It could be hypothesis generation or interpreting the results of the experiment, or what experiments are, what experiments are in essence. And then the second part is, how do you ensure that you're getting, if not wins in the experiment, how do you build momentum towards the program so that you can boost the confidence in the program altogether?
Yeah, this is a hard one, and this is where a lot of programs die or flail or limp along. I think it depends on the stage you're at. If you're a new program and you're just getting started, let's celebrate wins. Getting your first test launch is a win, right? Over time, fledgling testing organizations, they move slow. So finding ways to move faster or removing roadblocks and from idea to test launch, we've shortened that period. That's a win. Celebrate that as a win and communicate that across the org and evangelize that across the org. There are ways to get people excited. I think communication is key. Not only communicating wins, we're here for wins, don't get me wrong, but learnings, right? This keeps people involved. When I worked at Adobe, every test that ended, we sent out an email to all the stakeholders, and it always resulted in all of this feedback. What if we do this next? Why did that not work? And all this discussion. So to me, that was huge. That was engagement. That was people saying, oh, interesting. This is how the test ended. And then they started talking about what it meant and what the next steps were. So getting people involved that way, I think is really important. And building that momentum it's a muscle, so building that muscle of from idea to launch and sharing results and doing that over and over again, you get better at it. And then showcasing over a long period of time, hey, not all of our tests win. In fact, some people will say most of them will lose, but that's how you communicate that to the leadership, is that, hey, this is not a bad thing. This is a learning. And, we're going to put out 100 tests. And if 80 of them lose, the 20 that win really move the needle and have helped the program. But we also learn from a lot of the losses. And that kind of communication is going to help people understand what testing is doing for the organization. I think that's key. I think there's a failure to communicate that a lot. And so people wonder what testing is doing, and then, they cut it when they don't see anything.